Hey Gems, welcome back. It's Lorena. Today we're here with the palette recommendations tag. I saw this on Bailey B's channel and she mentioned that Hello Kaylee had created this tag. So I will leave both their channels linked down below, but I thought it was a really fun tag because I have a boatload of palettes and I think it's cool to recommend things to people for different reasons. And so yeah, let's hop into this, why don't we? I want to specify, I did try to make sure I did not repeat a palette for any of the categories because what's the point of using one palette for 3 answers? Like, that's just kind of frustrating, especially when you know that someone has a bunch of palettes. Like, I have a pretty extensive collection, so I was like, you know what, I have enough to cover 10 questions. So I did try to make sure I didn't repeat anything, and I also want to apologize because my cat is in heat, so if you hear her meowing or like making too much noise, I apologize. She's just very needy at this time of the year. She does this a few times a year, but it's always super frustrating. Like, she won't let us sleep. She's like all night, and I'm just like, go to sleep. So if she starts crying, I apologize now. Okay, so hopping into it. Question number 1. I will be looking at my phone because that's where I have the screenshot. Says, best palette for beginners. I had to give this one to the Milani line. I currently have the number 1 must-have neutrals. This is the Everyday Eyes collection. I think this is really great. They have different colors. They have different color schemes. They have like an orangey, like fall toned one. They have a plum one. I think they have one with blues. And then there's this one that's like the everyday must have neutrals. And I think this is a really great palette. Quality is great. You get a nice variety. You have a nice crease shade. You always have a deep shade. You have some shimmers, some satin colors, a glittery one. I think this one tends to always be glittery. But regardless, I think this is really great because it also has a full lineup of looks and directions on how to do them. So if you're a true beginner, high school, junior high, like just starting college, just branching into makeup, you don't have that much money to spend, you don't want to spend on a super expensive palette that you may or may not, improve your skills with. This is like $10 at Target, CVS, pretty much anywhere, and it's a really great palette. Like I said, great quality. Highly recommend these. Definitely best for beginners. Question, there she is. Question number 2, best drugstore. So besides those, I had to give it to the one that's probably going to win in everybody's book because this is a classic and a staple for a reason. I don't remember the name of this, but it is that one, Wet n Wild, is it like in the garden or something like that? It's just that one, Wet n Wild, that has like the brownie neutrals and the greenish shades. This has been a standard for years. Like, everybody and their mother raves about it. Quality is great, pigmentation's great, they blend really well. They're a little bit on the, I don't know, chunky side, but it's nothing too detrimental. Really good quality. Love these Wet n Wild palettes. I have a whole like stack of them because they're so good. But this is one of those that you can get no matter what time of year. I have quite a few limited edition ones, but these are just great. And this is the one that kind of everybody can use. So highly recommend that one. And I really wish I knew the name. It just says Wet n Wild color icon, but I took off the sticker where the name was, so sorry. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Everybody and their mother talks about that thing. So number 3, best palette for work or school. I'm going to give that to my Lorac Pro 3 just because this is a great neutral palette. Has, the mattes on top, the shimmers on the bottom. It has some nice colors, so if you want to do like a burgundy eye, this like plummy shade, has a nice deep brown, has a good black, like it just has everything you could use. And at work or school, you're not going to be using very dramatic looks for the most part. So this is a great palette to just do a neutral or natural kind of eye. Like I said, you do have some color if you want to add it in, but I love the quality of this. I've raved about this since I got it. I really love this palette and think it's very appropriate for that category. Alright, number 4, best palette for a natural way to play with color. This I'm giving to my Too Faced chocolate bar. Oh, there's a sticker. Because it does have a nice variety of neutrals, has some color as I mentioned in the other one. It also has that burgundy shade. It has this like a deep greenish kind of olivey. It has a gold. It has gold here. Nice deep browns. It has a nice violet if you want to try that out. A nice pinky shade. It just has a good variety, but they're still neutral enough that they're not going to look too crazy or anything like that. So I think this is a really quick and easy way to try a semi-colorful shade if you want and still kind of go natural. So that's why I'm giving it to this, because I think it's perfect for that. Alright, number 5. best bang for your buck. Now in this category, I'm not talking about this palette in particular, but more about this line. And like you guys, I'm really tired of major YouTubers hyping up this company, but I have to say it is really good quality. I've tried BH Cosmetics, I've tried Coastal Scents, I've had their like 88 palettes and this and that, and I honestly don't think they're as good as Morphe. So while I'm tired of certain big name YouTubers who are like, you know, being paid by Morphe. We know you're being paid by Morphe. We know you're besties with the owner. We know that you might be, you know, paid for that. But honestly, I'm so tired of certain YouTubers who hype this up. But it is really good quality. So it is a really good bang for your buck. It's not that expensive. Good quality. Great shadows. Like, I have to give it to them. It is a good product. I'm just tired of all the fakeness that's around this company. Like BH Cosmetics, Coastal Scents. At least they don't have to resort to that. But anyways, all that negativity aside, the product itself is really good. I only own the Jaclyn Hill palette, which is limited edition, and it's no longer available. But I have owned others, and I gave them to my sister, my sister-in-law, because they wanted palettes, and I was like, you know what? I have so many. These are really good. Here, you can have it. Like, I don't mind sharing things like that. Like, I totally don't mind giving things away, especially when it's a good quality and I know that might need it more than me. So that's why I highly recommend Morphe. Great bang for your buck. I think this was like $20, $25, but with all the shadows it came with and the quality of them, highly recommend these, even if I do find the company itself kind of questionable, so I kind of hate to recommend them. But out of those like lower end on the price range palettes, they are really good. So there's my little spiel on that. Alright, number 6. Best palette for your skin tone. As you can see, I'm very fair. I tend to be on the warmer tone, but I can pretty much pull off cool tone looks or warm tone looks. I'm pretty, you know, like neutral in general. Like, yes, for foundations I do have to wear more warm toned ones. I am a little bit on the yellowish side, but for eye colors and stuff like that, I feel like I can pull off any look. I actually prefer cool tones, even though, like I said, most people say that I'm a warm skinned girl. So there she is. So yeah, with that said, I really, really love my Naked 2. I feel like any look that I pull off with this looks really good, despite the fact that they're cooler tones. I do have some warm ones. This is the one that I just really love on my skin tone, so that's why I recommend this one. I've raved about this for years. I think it's highly underrated. I think people hate on it way too much. Alright, so then number 7, best palette for your eye color. I have hazel eyes. Sometimes they look a lot more like a deep brown. Sometimes in certain lightings they look very light brown, or they even look kind of greenish. So depending on how the light hits them, you know, sometimes even my sister will be sitting there and she's like, gosh, your eyes look so light today. Like, what? How is it you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just the shirt, the makeup. It was just light. I don't know. So I do have hazel eyes that tend to be on the like honey color almost, with some hints of green. So I actually really love this black Radiance palette. It's a sister company from the same brand that does Wet n Wild, but it's like geared towards African American or darker skin toned ladies. And honestly, I really wish they sold this near me. I was like in Compton. I stopped at CVS and found this. I was like, why is it only sold in LA? Like, hello, Orange County, what the F? Like, really? Because this is really good. They have really good products, but yes. So I really, really love this one in particular. This is the Downtown Browns. Honestly, look at these colors. They're so beautiful. They're the same company as Wet n Wild, so you know that they're like pigmented and like creamy and like great quality. Look at that. Let me just swatch that here for you guys. I just love how these shades look on my eyes, because they really bring out like the greenish kind of tones on them, in them. So yeah, love this one. And I really wish it was more accessible. I wish, like, what is it, Wet Wild and White and Black Radiance, like, why do we have to do that? You know, it's just kind of annoying. But anyways, so yes, I'm just looking for a tissue. Alright, so that is number 7. 8, best all-in-one palette. I gave this to a standard classic, the Naked Original, because this does have a little bit of everything. You've got dark tones, you've got mid-tones, you've got a couple of pretty good like matte crease shades, you've got some nice shimmery, champagne-y kind of light tones. It does have everything. It has cool, warm, you know, it has a little bit of everything. It's a standard for a reason, so I had to give it to this baby because it's just one of those classics. It's gonna withstand the test of time, to be perfectly honest. Alright, So number 9, best for travel. This one, I had to give it to my Stila Eyes Are the Window Spirit palette because well, the packaging is amazing, but it's nice and sturdy. It has a great mirror that stands up if you need it to, so you can put it down, do your makeup, or hold it and angle the mirror however you need it to be. Like, it's just really, really great. Nice big mirror too. And then the shadows are amazing. You've got such a great variety. You've got a nice cool tone here, warm tones, a deep, some mid-tones. You've got mattes, shimmers, everything you could need while you're traveling. So, love that. And number 10, one you do not recommend. I hate this palette. I legitimately hate it. Even though it has the same packaging as the Naked, I hate that it's like squishy. This kind of grosses me out. The color kind of creeps me out. And honestly, the quality in these suck. They just suck. They're not very creamy. They're powdery. They're not that blendable. I just hate this palette. If I haven't said, it's a naturally pretty palette from It Cosmetics. Hate this thing. Don't recommend it to anyone. Ugh. Alright, that is the end of this tag. Hope you enjoyed it. I am going to tag some people. Celine, Abby. Ugh, I can't believe your name. Not a Rich Girl. I'm sorry. I know your name because I watch your videos, but I forgot. And anyone else, I will leave your name listed down below. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this and that you stick around by clicking that like and subscribe button. And I will see you very soon. Bye, guys.